If you've made it this far, it's not by chance. There are invisible paths leading to your attention. Your guardian angels, God, and the entire universe have moved to ensure this message reaches you. Don't fight against this moment. Take a deep breath. Feel that something is prepared for your heart. This is not just a message, it's a sign, and signs do not appear in vain. Today, the universe has chosen to speak to you. Where are you watching from? Write it in the comments, as every word you share also creates a bridge of light in this space. Today, someone's heart connected to you pulses in silence. It's like a closed window that still lets a thread of light escape. This person thinks of you more than they admit, and even without saying it, there's a movement inside them that reaches here. It's not easy to translate what goes on within someone who holds so much. There are layers, like overlapping veils. Each layer tries to protect, to hide, to delay. But the heart always finds a way to speak even without a voice. You may sometimes feel an invisible presence, a recurring memory, a thought that insists on returning. It's not an illusion, it's energy, it's connection. When two souls recognize each other, the universe opens paths for one to think of the other, even from afar. Imagine a long road illuminated only by the moon. On this road, someone walks slowly, looking back from time to time. This person carries memories of you, but they also bring fears. And between memory and fear, there's a space called silence. It's in this space that you both meet now. The universe reveals that today, there's a restlessness in this person. It's not simple. It's not superficial. It's a deep restlessness, like a hidden underground river that makes the earth tremble. You may sometimes feel that absence weighs more than presence, as if the hours without a message, a word, or a gesture were just too long. And it's natural for your heart to wonder, is there still space for me? But what arrives spiritually is different. There is indeed space. More than that, there is desire, there is need, there is a bond that doesn't break. Even when the eyes look away, the heart calls. This person struggles with feelings they consider too intense. Perhaps someone younger, someone who doesn't yet understand the depth of what they feel, someone who, not understanding, wrongly judges that desiring is wrong. But desire, when it comes from the heart, doesn't ask for permission. It simply exists. And in that existence, everything around transforms. The universe reveals attempts to deny it, attempts to distract oneself, to look the other way. But you appear as an inevitable reflection, like the water mirror that returns the image of the moon, even when no one asks for it. Your guardian angels reveal that today, on this very day, this person finds themselves in a silent dilemma. On one side, the longing to get closer. On the other, the fear of not being understood. And it is in this conflict that distance is born. But pay attention. Distance is not forgetting. Silence is not the absence of feeling. Distance is not the denial of connection. Have you noticed how sometimes silence can speak louder than 1,000 words? When someone doesn't say but looks, when someone doesn't show up but dreams, when someone doesn't send a message but thinks of you in secret. This is a live energy, and you are receiving these signals even if discreetly. The universe also shows that this person feels a certain weight in believing they shouldn't want. Perhaps they have learned that wanting is wrong. Perhaps they've heard that getting closer would be too risky. But the more they try to deny it, the more the energy of that bond grows. And you in turn feel, even if you don't fully understand, you feel. Like a wave that arrives unannounced, like a breeze that touches the skin in the middle of the night. This energy touches your heart and stirs doubts, but it also awakens hope. You may be wondering, if there's so much feeling, why the silence? If the universe affirms this bond, why does the distance persist? The answer comes as a spiritual whisper. Her heart hasn't yet learned to rest in what it feels. There is still a path to acceptance. It's like a seed that has broken through the soil, but still needs sunlight to grow. And you, in this process, are the sun. Your existence, your energy, your memory, everything about you nourishes this seed. Even if you don't realize it, you are already illuminating this heart. Today, this person thinks of you, thinks intensely, thinks with desire, with memories, with confusion, and even while trying to deny it, they can't set themselves free. The universe shows that the bond is too real to be erased. And now, in this moment, you need to hear this. It's not a lack of love, it's fear. It's not an absence of feeling, it's indecision. It's not neglect, it's internal conflict. And while this conflict unfolds, the universe is weaving your destinies together. Because nothing that is true is lost over time. There may be delays, detours, silences, but the path will cross again. Have you ever felt at some point that an absence is only apparent while the heart never stopped being close? Now we reach the densest part of this message, the weight of silence, the distance that hurts, the indecision that feels like a shadow. This person hasn't disappeared due to a lack of feeling, but silence creates ghosts. You feel as if each absence is a cut, a longing that grows each day. Silence is not empty. Silence is full of things left unsaid, full of withheld confessions, trapped words, repressed desires. It's in this silence that confusion resides, and you sense it, even if you don't want to. The mind tries to deceive, but the heart picks up on the signals. A glance, an interrupted gesture, a recurring memory. None of this happens by chance. This person distances themselves because they're scared. They tremble in the face of their feelings. It's like someone standing in front of an open door but unable to take a step. The heart wants to move forward, but fear holds it back. And thus, indecision is born. You may have silently asked yourself, is this distance a choice or fate? Is the shadow stronger than the light? The guardian angels respond that it is not. The shadow is merely a passage. Fear is just a curtain. The truth cannot be extinguished. What weighs heavily today is the conflict. This person feels torn between what they've learned and what they desire, between what is said to be right and what the heart insists on feeling. And this division creates silence, but silence is also a language. When someone doesn't speak, they still convey a message. When someone doesn't show up, they are still present. Have you ever felt that someone distanced themselves out of fear and not from a lack of love? If you have, please write in the comments, because this is a meeting point for many souls who share the same journey. This indecision is not permanent. The universe shows that there is movement, even when everything seems still. This person's heart vibrates, calls out, remembers, and with each passing day, the force of desire grows until there will be no denying it anymore. But for now, you face the wait. And waiting is not punishment. Waiting is part of the revelation. The distancing, as painful as it may be, is preparing for the reunion. The silence, no matter how heavy it feels, is birthing words that will come. The indecision, no matter how cruel it seems, is creating future clarity. Everything in the universe has its timing. A seed doesn't blossom on the same day it touches the earth. The sun doesn't rise the moment night begins. And the heart doesn't learn on the same day it feels. You need to trust that this silence is not the end, but a pause. That this distance is not a break, but preparation. That this indecision is not a lack of love, but fear of feeling too much. Today, what hurts is the absence, but tomorrow what will blossom will be the reunion. And remember, no shadow is eternal. The light always finds a way to break through. What will come after this silence? How is the universe preparing the revelation that could transform this bond? In the next few moments, we will dive into the answer that your guardian angels are already bringing. The silence weighs heavily, the absence hurts, but behind it all, something is being prepared. The universe does not waste encounters. God does not allow true connections to dissolve into nothingness. Your guardian angels whisper that what seems like distance is, in fact, an alignment. This person thinks about you more than they admit, more than they show, more than they can hide. There is a secret movement happening, a slow but inevitable awakening. It's like a sky before dawn, dark, silent, yet ready to explode into light. You feel that there is a flame still burning. It hasn't gone out. It never went out. It just hid in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to shine again. And the signs are everywhere. A recurring dream, a thought that arises unexpectedly, an object, a song, a memory that insists on coming back. These are the ways the universe confirms. The bond is not lost. This person tries to resist, but the desire grows. And the moment arrives when resisting becomes impossible. The heart gives in. The silence speaks. Destiny manifests. Imagine a dammed river. No matter how strong the barrier is, there comes a moment when the water breaks through. That's what happens inside this heart. Everything that was held back, hidden, suppressed, will come to the surface. Your guardian angels show that the reunion has already been written. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when, and that when is getting closer. This person can no longer bear to deny. because denying the truth is to carry an unbearable weight. And the universe is aligning all things for the truth to come to light. Breathe deeply now. Feel this inside you. It's not imagination. It's not an illusion. It's spiritual confirmation. Desire prevails. The shadow loses. The distance dissolves. Do you believe that silence speaks too? Write in the comments. Because this silence has been shouting louder than 1,000 words, get ready. What seemed stagnant will begin to move. What seemed lost will reveal that it has always been preserved. What seemed like a shadow will become light. And when that happens, you will understand everything had a purpose. The time of waiting was not punishment, it was preparation. The absence was not neglect, it was learning. The silence was not empty, it was promise. The universe is already working to realign what belongs to each other. God has already planted certainty in both hearts, and the guardian angels are watching over the path, removing obstacles and bringing closer what strengthens. The revelation is clear. Nothing can erase what is true. Not distance, not shadow, not fear. Now it's time for you to rest in this spiritual embrace. Imagine a starry night, where each point of light in the sky is a promise from the universe. Each star whispers a silent message. True love always finds its way back. No distance can erase what is born from the soul. No silence is strong enough to silence the voice of a divine connection. No shadow can withstand the light of truth forever. This person may drift away, may deny, may try to fool themselves, but there is no way to deceive the heart, and it is the heart that ultimately prevails. You are not alone. You never were. Even when it feels empty, there are invisible hands holding yours. Even when it seems silent, there are spiritual voices whispering courage within you. Even when it feels like a shadow, light is streaming through every crack, heralding the dawn. All of this is part of the greater dance that God leads. The universe makes no mistakes, and your guardian angels do not rest until you are where you need to be. So, trust. Ease your heart. Allow yourself to believe, because what is true cannot be lost. Never. The desire that seemed forbidden transforms into learning. The will that felt confusing turns into certainty. The absence that felt cruel becomes a reunion. And when that reunion happens, you will look back and understand all the tears were seeds, all the silence was prayer. All the waiting was a journey. Nothing was in vain, nothing was lost. Everything served a purpose, and when the light finally breaks through the shadow, you will feel that person's presence again, not just in memory, but in gesture, in word, in closeness. God has already prepared it. The universe has already moved. The angels have already confirmed it. Now is the time for faith, for hope, for surrender, because no distance can erase what is true, and the true always returns, always flourishes, always prevails. If this message resonated with your heart, take a deep breath once more. Feel the peace it brings, and allow yourself to interact with this space of light. Leave in the comments the word that touched you the most in this message. It could be hope, it could be silence, it could be light, or any word that echoed within you. Each comment is like a lit candle. Together, they illuminate this space and transform it into a collective altar of faith. And now I ask you, do you believe that no shadow can erase what God has already written? Respond in the comments, because your words may strengthen another soul reading along with you. If this message made sense to you, please give it a like. This helps the universe spread this light to more people who need to hear exactly what you heard today. Also share it. Perhaps someone around you is in silence, needing this spiritual reminder, and you could be the bridge that brings this message to them. And if you wish to continue receiving messages like this, subscribe to this channel. Activate the notification bell. Here there will always be a word prepared for your heart, because your guardian angels do not rest, and the universe never stops sending signals. Breathe in deeply one last time. Feel the weight lifting. Feel the hope coming in. Feel that you are not alone. This story isn't over. The bond hasn't been lost. The light hasn't gone out. Fate still has pages to be written. And you will see with your own eyes that everything that is true always finds its way back. Now I'll conclude by leaving you with this final question for reflection and comment. Which word from this message resonated most with your heart?